Dear beloved, thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be sharing a powerful testimony that was sent to us. This is a message and a warning at the same time for everyone. This is a testimony of a sister who died for 11 minutes. During her near-death experience, she was shown the things that was told to warn the world about, especially America. Before I share her testimony with you, please I would want to know where you are listening from in the comments section. That way we can get to connect to each other. Also, if you have a prayer request, you can leave it in the comments so that our prayer team will continue to commit you in the hands of God. Like this video so that many people get to see this video and also learn from this testimony. Now relax and enjoy listening. Dear Daily Renewal, my name is Zariah. I am 33 years old and I live in Thimphu, the capital city of Bhutan, high in the Himalayan mountains. What I'm about to tell you is not something I made up or dreamed. This really happened to me on September 3, 2024. I died for 11 minutes, and in those 11 minutes, God showed me things that are about to happen on earth. I was hiking alone that afternoon. I know, everyone says don't hike alone in the mountains, but I needed to think. I needed to pray. Life had been hard. My family didn't understand why I became a Christian 3 years ago. In Bhutan, almost everyone is Buddhist, and when I gave my life to Jesus, my parents stopped talking to me for 6 months. My brother still won't look me in the eye. That day, I was climbing up a trail near the monastery where I used to go before I met Jesus. The air was thin up there and the path was rocky. I remember stopping to catch my breath and looking out at the mountains. They were so beautiful, covered in mist and clouds. Prayer flags were flapping in the wind, and I could hear monks chanting in the distance. I was praying quietly. Jesus, when will you come back? When will all this pain end? When will my family see the truth? I didn't know that in a few minutes he would answer me. I took another step forward, but the ground under my foot gave way. The rocks just crumbled. I tried to grab onto something, anything, but there was nothing. I fell backwards off the cliff. I remember the feeling of falling, the wind rushing past me, the sky spinning above me. And then, nothing. No sound. No pain. Just silence. The next thing I knew, I was floating. I looked down and saw my body lying on the rocks below. My clothes were torn and there was blood everywhere. My leg was bent in a way that wasn't normal. One of my arms was trapped under me. I could see my face. My eyes were closed and my mouth was slightly open. I looked dead. Because I was dead. But I wasn't scared. I felt light, like I had been carrying something heavy my whole life and finally put it down. I tried to go back to my body, but I couldn't. I was moving up higher and higher away from the mountain. That's when I felt something warm beside me. I turned and saw an angel. He was tall, taller than any person I'd ever seen, and his skin seemed to glow from inside. His eyes were kind but also powerful, like he could see everything about me in one look. He had wings that moved slowly, and when they moved, I felt wind even though there was no wind. Zariah, he said. His voice sounded like it was coming from everywhere at once. Am I dead? I asked. He nodded. Your body is finished. But God has something to show you before you stay or go back. Show me what? He reached out his hand. Come. I took his hand and suddenly we were moving faster than anything I can explain. The mountains disappeared. The earth disappeared. We went up and up through clouds and sky and space until everything around us was just light. We stopped in a place I can't fully describe. It was like a giant room, but it had no walls. Everything was made of light, white, gold, blue, all swirling together. There were beings everywhere. Angels. Thousands of them. Some had 6 wings. Some had 4 faces. Some were covered in eyes. They were all singing the same thing over and over. Holy, holy, holy. In the center of everything was a throne. I can't tell you what God looks like because I couldn't look directly at him. The light was too bright. But I felt him. I felt his power, his love, his holiness. It was so strong that I fell on my face. Around the throne were other beings, elders I think. They wore white robes and golden crowns, and they kept bowing down and throwing their crowns at the feet of the throne. Then I saw him, Jesus. He was standing next to the throne and he looked at me. His eyes were full of love but also full of fire. He had scars on his hands and feet, the nail marks. He was wearing a white robe with a golden belt, and on his head was a crown made of many crowns stacked together. He walked toward me. "Zariah," he said. I couldn't speak. I just cried. He reached down and lifted me up. "I heard your prayers. I heard you asking when I would return. I'm going to show you what is coming soon. But first, you must see what is happening now in the Spirit." The angel took my hand again and we moved to another place. This time we were above the earth, but it wasn't like looking at a map. I could see everything happening at once. Cities, countries, oceans, mountains, all of it. But I could also see the spiritual realm. There were angels everywhere fighting. Not with swords or guns, but with light and power. They were fighting against dark creatures, demons. The demons were ugly, twisted, and they screamed and hissed. Some looked like giant bats. Some looked like snakes. Some looked like humans but with eyes that were completely black. I saw angels standing over churches, protecting them. I saw demons trying to get inside, but they couldn't because people inside were praying. But in some churches there was no angel. The building was dark and demons were inside, sitting in the pews, standing at the pulpit. I saw pastors preaching, but their words were empty. The people were asleep. "Why is there no protection there?" I asked the angel. He looked sad. Because they stopped praying. They stopped believing in the power of God. They go through the motions, but their hearts are far from Him. Then I saw something that made me cry. I saw a huge demon bigger than all the others sitting over a city. It had chains in its hands and the chains were connected to people below. I saw people walking around, going to work, going to school, but they were all connected to this demon by chains. They couldn't see the chains, but the chains were real. "What is that?" I asked. "That is the spirit of deception," the angel said. "It makes people believe lies. It makes them think they are free when they are slaves. It makes them think they are alive when they are dead." I watched as some of the chains broke. I saw people on their knees, praying, crying out to Jesus. And when they did, light came down from heaven and the chains shattered. Angels rushed to them and stood guard around them. "This is the battle," the angel said. "And it's getting worse. But God is raising up warriors who will break the chains off others." Then Jesus appeared again. He stood in front of me, and this time his face was serious. "Zariah, I am going to show you what is coming in the next few years. You must remember everything and tell others when you go back." "Go back?" I said. "I don't want to go back." He smiled a little. "I know, but your work is not done." He waved his hand and suddenly I could see the earth again, but this time it was like I was watching a movie that hadn't happened yet. I saw the year 2025 written in the sky in gold letters. Then I saw the earth begin to shake. Not just earthquakes, although I saw those too, but everything shaking. I saw governments falling apart. I saw leaders fighting with each other. I saw people in the streets, angry, yelling, breaking things. I saw news reports flashing on screens, one after another: war, disease, earthquakes, floods, fires. But in the middle of all this chaos, I saw something beautiful. I saw small groups of people gathering in homes, in basements, in fields. They were praying. They were worshiping. And when they did, light came down from heaven and surrounded them. The chaos couldn't touch them. Jesus spoke to me. He told me that this shaking was not punishment, it was mercy. He said that he was shaking everything that could be shaken so that people would wake up and turn to him. He said that many people who thought they didn't need God would suddenly realize they were lost without him. I saw churches that were full before becoming empty. But I also saw home groups that were small before becoming large. I saw young people, teenagers, getting on fire for God and leading others to Jesus. I saw children having dreams and visions and telling their parents about Jesus. He told me that 2026 would be the year of picking up the pieces. He said that after everything shakes and falls, his people would go out and help others rebuild, not just buildings but lives, families, hearts. Then I saw 2027. This was different. I saw fields of wheat, but the wheat was people. Millions and millions of people all over the world standing in fields. And I saw angels with sickles walking through the fields. But they weren't cutting people down, they were marking them. Jesus told me this was the great harvest. He said that more people would come to him in 2027 than in any other year in history. He said that the shaking of 2025 and 2026 would prepare hearts, and in 2027 the harvest would come. I saw stadiums full of people worshiping God. I saw whole villages in Africa turning to Jesus. I saw underground churches in China exploding with new believers. I saw Muslims in the Middle East having dreams of Jesus and giving their lives to him. I saw Hindus in India burning their idols and crying out for the true God. But I also saw something that made me afraid. I saw some Christians, people who said they loved Jesus, turning away. I saw them saying, "This is too much. This is too hard. I didn't sign up for this." I saw them going back to their old lives, back to the world. And when they did, darkness covered them. Jesus told me that many who thought they were strong would fall away when the pressure came. He said that only those who truly loved him and were willing to lose everything would stand. Then I saw the year 2028 written in the sky. This time I saw two roads. One road was wide and easy, and millions of people were walking on it. The road led to a dark city where there was no light, only smoke and fire. The other road was narrow and difficult, and fewer people were on it. But this road led to a city made of light, with gates made of pearls and streets made of gold. Jesus told me that 2028 would be the year of decision. He said that every person on earth would have to choose which road they would take. He said there would be no more middle ground. You would either be for him or against him. I saw governments trying to force people to choose the wide road. I saw laws being passed that made it illegal to worship Jesus. I saw people losing their jobs, their homes, their families because they chose the narrow road. But those who chose Jesus had peace. They had joy. They had each other. He told me that this was the beginning of the end. He said that everything would move faster after 2028. He said that the return of Jesus was closer than most people thought. Then he showed me something I will never forget. He showed me the rapture. I saw the sky split open. I saw a trumpet so loud that the whole earth shook. I saw angels coming down, thousands and thousands of them, singing and shouting. And then I saw people all over the earth begin to glow. They lifted off the ground. Some were in their houses. Some were in cars. Some were at work. Some were in hospitals. They all started floating up toward the sky, and their bodies changed. They became bright and perfect and beautiful. But not everyone went up. I saw people left behind, screaming, crying, reaching up toward the sky. I saw a pastor in a church on his knees, yelling. He told God that he preached every Sunday, that he baptized people, that he did everything right. But Jesus told me that this man loved money more than he loved God. He used the church to make himself rich and famous. I saw a woman holding a Bible, crying. She told God she believed, that she prayed, that she went to church. But Jesus told me that she never truly surrendered her heart. She liked the idea of Jesus, but she didn't want him to be Lord of her life. I saw young people at a Christian concert, confused and terrified as some of their friends vanished and they were left behind. Jesus told me they loved the worship music, they loved the feeling of church, but they loved their sin more. They thought they had time to get serious about God later. It broke my heart. Jesus turned to me and put his hands on my shoulders. He told me to go back and warn people. He told me that time was running out. He told me that he was coming soon, and that many people who think they are ready are not ready. He told me that he doesn't want anyone to be left behind, but that he will not force anyone to follow him. He told me to tell people to repent, not just say sorry, but to turn away from sin and live for him. He told me to tell people to stop playing church and start being the church. He told me to tell people to get serious, to pray, to read the Bible, to love each other, to share the gospel while there is still time. He told me that he is coming for a bride who is pure, who is holy, who is watching and waiting for him. He told me that he loves us more than we can imagine, but that love does not mean he will ignore sin. Then the angel took my hand and everything went black. I woke up on the side of the mountain, gasping for air. There were people around me, hikers who had found me. They were shouting, checking my pulse, calling for help. One man was doing CPR on me, but I was already breathing. He looked shocked. "She's alive," he said. I thought she was dead. I was alive, but I wasn't the same. They took me to the hospital and the doctors couldn't believe it. They said I had been dead for 11 minutes. They said I should have brain damage, broken bones, internal bleeding. But I had nothing. Not even a bruise. They called it a miracle. I called it mercy. That was months ago. Since then, I have been telling everyone I can about what I saw. Some people believe me. Some people think I'm crazy. But I don't care. I have to tell the truth. Jesus is coming. He's coming soon. And when he comes, many people who think they are saved will be left behind because they never really gave their hearts to him. Please don't let that be you. Stop living for yourself. Stop playing games with God. Stop thinking you have time. You don't know if you have tomorrow. You don't even know if you have today. Give your life to Jesus. Truly give it. Not just on Sundays, but every day. Turn away from sin. Pray. Read the Bible. Love others. Tell people about Jesus. The trumpet is going to sound. The sky is going to open. And when it does, will you be ready? I pray you will be. I pray I will see you in heaven. But if you don't choose Jesus today, I'm afraid I will never see you again. Please choose Jesus before it's too late. Thank you for listening to my testimony. I pray and hope you help me share this message to many people. Friends, Zariah's story is a reminder that Jesus is real, heaven is real, and the rapture is real. We are living in the last days. The signs are all around us. God is warning us, calling us, pleading with us to get ready. Don't ignore this warning. Don't brush it off. Don't say, "I'll do it later." Later might be too late. Today is the day. Right now is the time. Get on your knees, confess your sins, and ask Jesus to be the Lord of your life. Not just your Savior, but your Lord, the one who controls everything. He is coming soon. My question for you now is, are you ready to make Jesus your personal Lord and Savior? If you are, then that is the best decision you can make today. If you have anyone who you are not sure they will make it when Jesus returns, please share this message with them. You might save him or her today. If you have done that, may God bless you. Before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more of this testimonies coming your way. Remain blessed.